Hello everyone, I'm Claire Marie B and welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be taking you through my January bullet journal setup, and my theme for this month is books. I've kind of stayed away from this theme. I've always known I wanted to do a theme like this, but I've found it really daunting to do this theme for a while and I couldn't land at how I wanted to do it. So I've finally done that, and that is a stack of books which you'll see me starting to draw out now. I realise the angles might not be 100% perfect, but as we've always said, I will share my journaling however I do that. And I think this is one of those things where if you're hand drawing, it's never going to be completely and utterly perfect. So I've learned to let go of that and just do the best job I can. And hopefully my art will improve as I go along as well. Years ago when I went to university, my degree was in English, and therefore I did an awful lot of reading and thoroughly enjoyed it. And I don't read anywhere near as much as I would like to now. Other things just end up taking over and I don't seem to be able to create the space. So one of the things that I want to do in 2025 is set up a reading journal, which I will share with you here on my channel. And I want to read more, and just go back to really enjoying books as much as I did. That's another one of the reasons for picking this theme. There were so many ways that I could do a book theme. I could have books on shelves, I could just draw them stacked up, I could have open pages with everything, and I really wanted to go with a stack of books for January for the reason that I really feel like this is, I know it's a little cliche, isn't it? A new year, new chapter, new start, new book sort of vibe. But for me, there's a lot of changes that are going to be happening as I move into January, and certainly at the early part of the year. So it really does feel like a new chapter for me. And when I think about closing out 2024, which is obviously what we're doing right now, things are just so different how it's closing to the way that it started. And when I look at what I'm carrying with me into 2025, there are so many things that are going to be let go of, or change, and for positive. Some of it I'm still medium and on the fence, but we have to go with it, don't we? So I decided that I wanted to have lots of book spines facing me, because I was going to write all of the new chapters on the book spines as I go into that new year. So that was the reason that I decided on a stack of books. The colour scheme, obviously I'm using my trusty Tombows. Again, as with all of my work, you can use any coloured ink pens that you wish. I try to keep everything simple so that it's easy for you to replicate or use the tools and materials that you have to hand. I decided on these colours. It just kind of really came to me. I really wanted to do the greeny petrol blue tealy colour, and I love a bit of purple as well, so these colours just really popped out to me as a nice kind of wintry vibe without being too obvious winter and new year. I used a size 12 Pigma Micron to write the initial January, and I felt like the lettering wasn't bold enough, it wasn't thick enough for me, so I just decided to go over that again and thicken up the lettering a little more. And that's the cover page complete. Onto the quote page. It's not a quote this month necessarily, as just a statement. But I decided to keep it nice and simple, keep it in the book theme. So my opening statement or theme of January, as I've said earlier, it's a real new start for me and lots of new things as I go into the new year. So I decided to do an open book and have my statement written as if it's book text, and that is a new chapter begins. And onto my calendar spread. I couldn't resist this month, and of course each individual calendar box is going to be a book. I decided to do these as open books to give me a little more space. I usually do my calendars 5x5, so it didn't lend itself particularly well to a closed book, like doing a book cover. So I decided to do an open book for this and keep the pages quite blank, which is going to be much easier for me to write whatever and be able to see what's going on that particular day, but have the edges of the book in my various colours to bring that colour scheme into the page. and that's the calendar page complete. Now we're on to my spreads that I used to do, which was around my goals, my key focuses and highlights for the month. I've decided to change things up a little bit this month. First of all, I'm going to be doing a content planner. As I said in my last video, I'm thoroughly enjoying working on my YouTube channel, and I really want to develop this and share much more content with you all. So I decided this month to create a content planner, just to have a place where I can track some data and keep a track of my videos and how I'm doing for video content creation for the month, and also put some ideas and bits and pieces on there as well. So I'm creating a page where I can have a one-stop place of all of my notes or ideas, and throughout the month of January I can just come to here and write some little bits and pieces down so that I don't forget them, which will also give me a handy way of looking forward into February, because I can come to here and then plan content or videos that I want to make in February or March, for example, and just to use the notes that I've already written here. On the right hand side of the page, I really wanted to keep my self-care focus, but I'm enhancing it this month and adding some extra bits and pieces. So I wanted to have a look here about what is my monthly focus going to be? What do I want to have as a key word of the month, and I'm keeping in there what are the self-care things that I want to do, but I just don't want to have it as such a big list this month of taking up the space. I wanted to be able to enhance and have other things in there to really start to shift that focus on me a little bit away from a shopping list of nice things that often I don't get the chance to do, and then I end up feeling negative or beat myself up that I've not done those extra things. So my intent here was to really create more of a focus and a reflection on myself across the month for positive purposes. And this is my final spread for the month. I really enjoyed having a November review and wanted to bring this back for January. So I've decided to go down the review route rather than the memories pages that I was creating before, as I think there's enough content and space in my journal to record those memories. And I also want to have a look at creating more of a memories diary, or just a thoughts kind of diary. I haven't quite landed how I want to do that yet, but I'm sure focus on that a little more in January as well. First of all, I've created my boxes, and in these boxes I'm going to pop some different bits and pieces, like what have I been watching, what have I loved in the month, what do I want to let go of. So again, this isn't about being critical of myself, which I am always able to do. I'm so hard on myself. This is more about let's focus on the positive shift and the positive energy and where I want that to be, moving into then the next month, so I can review January and then put all of this brilliant positivity to work in February. And that's my January setup complete. Here's my final flip through. Thank you so much for watching today. I do hope you liked my video. If you do, please hit like and subscribe and turn on notifications to be told of when I release future content. I'll catch you in my next video. Have a fantastic January. Bye.